All right, Ian.
Patrick.
It's 2010 again.
It sure is.
People are finding rare games, and it's becoming national news.
All right.
There was like a CNN article. I believe there was a CNBC article about a Kid Icarus sealed game being found in a man's attic at an auction for $9,000. Any parallels to a Steam event story from 9 years ago?
No, none.
None at all.
No similarities.
So, where is this guy located here? So, it was, obviously it came out in 87. Where's the actual article? What happened to the article? It went away. All right, the guy went in his attic. I can't find the article.
It disappeared.
It disappeared.
The link is dead.
He had it as a kid. I guess never played it. Now he's an older man, probably around 40. He goes in the attic and discovers he has a Kid Icarus there. And then nowadays you can look up and know that this stuff could be worth money.
Scott Amos is his name.
Scott Amos.
Found it in his childhood home in Reno, Nevada earlier this year. It was among boxes. Oh, no, someone assumed that. The game cartridge had the JCPenney's receipt, sold for $38.45 after taxes. And
must have been $34.99.
Yeah, that would have made sense. And I guess despite the time passed, it was in good condition. Wada Games scored the box an 8 out of 10 and the wrapper an A, short of the maximum A++.
They give the wrap a different grade than the box? I did not even know that.
Neither did I, but it makes perfect sense in the collecting world, I guess. Yeah. There are fewer than 10 known factory sealed Kid Icaruses.
Wow. See, that's impressive to me. That's surprising that we know about. Let's see.
This article on Geek is saying that he doesn't actually remember buying the game. He's like, I don't remember the game at all.
Or his parents got it from him.
My neighbor down the street had it. I remember it being hard, and I was never that good of a gamer guy.
Well, good thing you didn't open it and play it. Let's see. Valerie McLecky said, McLecky, video game consignment director at Heritage Auctions, said, Kid Icarus is one of those really iconic titles for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Finding a sealed copy in the wild is very difficult. It's nigh to impossible because there's less than 10 known sealed that are in the hands of collectors currently, and we don't suspect that there are very many, if any more, that are still sealed. Okay, Valerie, this is where I have a problem with this stuff. You have the people at Heritage coming in thinking that they are experts at all this stuff. They are absolutely not experts. Sure. At this stuff. They are trying to learn and catch up to, 20 plus years of video game collecting knowledge. And yeah, they're getting some help here and there about it. How do they know there's less than 10 known seals? Does that mean that they've created less than 10? Or have they asked around? That's what's interesting to me, that they're going to start coming up with this, because they do this with comics. With comics, like for Action Comics, I'm wondering, like, okay, there's less than 60, and there's less than 10 in this certain grade. You know what I mean? Like they know, like, there's only 1 or 2 that are near mint. Like they track it once they come in and grade them. CGC. With this stuff, I'm guessing they're starting to, obviously they have a database of how many of each title in each grade. But how do they know that? How do they know that those older collectors we talk about don't have sealed games laying out there? I had a neighbor. My father had a neighbor in New Jersey, a guy about my father's age. So in the early 90s, he would have been, like 40 about. And I went over to his house, and I told the story to Ian before, maybe not on the podcast. He let me play the games. They were all sealed. He was one of these guys that had money and just bought every Nintendo game.
Didn't you say at least for as long as you knew him, he just bought literally every one that came out?
He had a shelf. So if we're talking, this is like early 88. By early 88, there was still less than, I think, a couple hundred NES games. He had at least over 100. Like, he had them laid out. I remember seeing Zelda. I remember seeing black box games. And the ones I borrowed to go on vacation to Ocean City, Maryland, Ian, and this must have been 87 or 88, remember borrowing Jeopardy and Paperboy. And I was set. Pat was set. I think Ninja Gaiden I borrowed at one point. The Paperboy manual I still have there was his.
Really?
Because I forgot to give it back.
You jerk.
Because you know what? Because I remember seeing it years later. It was with like toys and stuff. Even when I didn't have my NES games, somehow that Paperboy manual survived. But here's the point. The point is he never opened all these sealed games. And he was a random guy that had them. And then 15 years later, I think he died. I remember trying to ask about the games, maybe to buy them. And I couldn't get in touch with his wife at the time, and she probably had them or sold them. So here's the point: this was just some random guy. They don't know about this random guy's games, and this is one random guy. Well, we're still in the early stages of these games coming out. This is like where comics probably was like in the 70s and probably 80s before the prices really shot up, where people are like, oh, what do I have? What does my grandfather have? What do I still have from 40 years ago? Because now maybe I'm only 50 years old. You know what I mean? Now it's starting. Now people are going to go look in their closets more so than even in 2010 before social media let people know about, oh, you might have a Steam events. Now I think this stuff's going to start to come out.
This is going to sound harsh maybe coming out of my mouth, but it's not meant to. It's just the way it is. They have to start talking with this authority, whether they have it or not, if it's ever going to turn into what this group of people want it to turn into.
Yeah.
If they don't start using the terminology like they know everything about it, then no one's going to believe it.
Yeah.
It sounds silly when they talk like this to perhaps people like us because we kind of understand what's going on. But if this is ever going to take off in other collecting circles, they need to make it sound just like any other sort of collecting, like comics.
Yeah, and it was the one problem
memorabilia.
VJ, Video Game Authority, no one trusted because no one knew who they were. With WADA, we know who the people are, so it's better, and they have at least some pedigree. But now, the heritage connection now, that's even 1 degree away from WADA. Why do these people... Why are they experts? Because they started auctioning stuff off 6 months ago? They're experts at this stuff now? Right. No. They have to come across like that.
Yes,
I'm talking to these people from the comic book world. I talk to them.
They have to fake it until they can make it.
And that's what they're doing.
Yes.
They're nice people, but they don't know as much as people that have been around the hobby. They don't know potentially what's out there. But yeah, I'm so surprised that they think that there's 10 known sealed Kid Icarus ones. That doesn't mean there's only 10, obviously.
All games have been discovered.
They've all been discovered. You know, these aren't
Newsflash.
These aren't 80-year-old comic books that by now everyone's died, and then their sons and daughters have died as well, potentially, who had them. These are people that are now 30, 40 years old. They're discovering these games that they might not have opened, and the difference is that they has to be sealed in order for these to make a lot of money versus just complete in box, which are, you know, I guess a high-end complete in box could make money, but. You know, looking at my sealed Mafat conspiracy over there, I'm gonna put that in Heritage Auctions and get it graded. Oh, no, they gave me one. WADA was nice. That's right, they gave me it. They gave me one. Where is that? Yeah, I forgot I had one. Ian, they were actually nice enough. This is the WADA people. They gave me a top secret episode, and Ian got the DuckTales. Remember?
Yeah, they gave me a cool.
They're not sealed. Oh, they're not sealed though.
No.
Oh man, I should get my sealed one graded. No, this is how it starts, Ian. This is how it starts. They're trying to pressure me to do it. But all right, and so let's see. Amos and his family speculates it was a holiday gift from his mother. Our only theory is that it was a Christmas present my mom bought for us and never actually gave to us. What a great mom. While the theory seems plausible, his mother reportedly doesn't remember making the purchase, simply responding, I paid $34.99 for a stupid video game? Good old mom. So they're going to use this almost $10K to, they're going to go on a vacation. And yeah, good. Use it.
Do it. It's better than letting it sit around.
Money in hand now is worth more than potential more money down the road.
Is worth 2 in the bush.
Yes. Money in the hand is worth 2 cents elsewhere. I don't know. It's true, though. People saying, oh, you know, you wait for the stuff to go out. What if you want the money now?
You know what they say about money in the hand?
Yeah.
Big feet.
Big feet?
I'm just mixing things together.
Mixing our metaphors up?
Yes.
So okay, cool story. I think this is going to be, this isn't like Steam events where like those articles were irresponsible. It's like you could have treasure in your attic. These articles are saying unopened copy of a game. So,
yes, these are being,
this slightly more responsible journalism.
Less sensationalist than it was
that Yahoo article
in 2010. But believe me, a lot of people are going to get the same idea from it.
People are going to be saying, "Oh, is my game worth this much money?" No, it has to be sealed.
People are going to be bringing me copies of Legendary Wings wrapped in Saran wrap.
Right. Yeah, this was all over CNET. This was CNN. This was all over the place. So yeah, more. I think more sealed games in general. People will go back and look and remember, like, oh yeah, I remember getting some games, and I probably didn't open them all because I was a rich kid named Kevin, and I didn't appreciate what I had. They might do that and find them.
They might.
They might. Okay.
They might, Rabbit. They might.